Welcome back to Daybreak Africa, reaching you from the Lagos studios of KAFTAN Television. As you already know that it's Business Tuesday on Daybreak Africa, and yesterday, Monday, was the inauguration of the new president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, this morning we're going to be reviewing the prices of commodity in Nigeria between 2015 and 2019, basically pre-Buhari, and what we would look forward to with the new president, that's Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, we've seen a lot of prices change. We've seen a very wide margin between when President Muhammadu Buhari took over office in 2015 as against now that he has left the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We're going to be doing some comparisons and analyzing the inflation rate, the fuel price rate, and the economy, although we do not have much time, because I know that the time will definitely not be enough to cover everything, but we'll try as much as possible to make sure that we touch on all areas as need be. Joining us to do this morning is one of our own, Ololade. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing? Lady in purple, why are you blushing?
Why do you not have blush? Of course, we have a new president.
Right. Yeah, welcome to a new dispensation,
yeah,
ladies. I don't think I've seen you in this new dispensation. No. This is my first time. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
This is the new tenure.
Right. The new.
Expect new things.
Okay. Yeah. I hope for all our sakes that the people who voted him were right about him. Yeah. Okay, let's move on very quickly this morning, and we're going to start with the prices of commodity. From when President Muhammadu Buhari took over power in 2015 as against when he left yesterday. Let's just say it was yesterday that he left the office. Now, we're going to start with rice. Let's start with the agriculture sector. Let's just put it as agricultural sector, because I say we should just start with rice. By the time we pick all the items on agriculture alone, our time would have been gone. I won't be able to touch all the other parts of all the other sectors. Now, the price of agricultural produce in Nigeria. I remember that in 2015, I used to get a bag of rice for as low as 5,000 naira, 4,500 naira. And as we speak, the price ranges between 25,000 and 36,000, depending on the type of rice you're buying. Yes. And it's not just that. Beef, I remember that with 200 naira, you can actually make good soup of beef soup. If you want to talk about chicken, a kilo of chicken, I remember that an half kilo was just, I think, about 180. Because in my house then, we did not used to buy full kilo, which was usually half kilo most times. So, because that's what we could afford. So I remember that the half kilo was usually 180, 170, 160 thereabout, and the kilo would be about maybe 350 or so. But now, without 2,400 naira, you cannot buy a kilo of chicken. What else is in agriculture? Eggs, yeah, right? Eggs. Eggs used to be like 15 naira, 10 naira, 15 naira for the very big ones. 20
naira. You can cook noodles and egg.
Right, with 15 naira, because you get a pack of noodles for 30 naira, and the size of that noodles at that time it was filling. It was not the same as what we have now. I was talking to some time ago. I think about. Maybe say 3 or 4 months ago, I wanted to make vegetable soup, and I used to make my vegetable soup with sachet tomato paste. Okay. So I bought tomato paste, and usually I just use maybe 1 sachet, and just to enhance the fresh tomatoes that I had bought. But I just realized that after frying the whole stew and pouring in the vegetable, the sauce vanished. I was seeing only the leaves. And I started looking for the sauce, because I don't like vegetable that is just pure leaf, except I'm making maybe afang or all these Eastern soups. But one is the Yoruba Eforiru. You have to see that red sauce, that pepper, and all of that. But they went into the thing, and that was when I realized that the size of the tomato paste, although the price is still somewhat the same, not really the same, maybe between 2019 and now it's still the same, but it has reduced. Then I realized that it was just maybe like 2 tablespoonfuls full of tomato paste was what was in that sachet, but they still maintain the same price so that they can attract customers.
We didn't talk about the real tomatoes.
The real tomatoes, and pepper. I remember that with 50 naira, you would get 20 naira pepper, 20 naira tomatoes, and you will even get shombo 10 naira. And tatashe 10 naira or whatever.
Back then we could cook a pot of soup.
Right, with 300, 250.
As
right.
Last week, I think last week or so, I wanted to buy 300 naira on like tomatoes. The one that counted, it wasn't even up to 5. Like
right, yes, especially in this
300 naira.
Yes.
200 naira is just 4 tomatoes.
4 tomatoes.
If you are lucky, you get 5.
So it's like so that's like 50 naira per one. And when you talk about yam as well, yams,
potatoes.
if you are not rich, like you have to be very rich for it to be able to
afford yam.
And plantain.
Even the vegetables itself. I remember that in 2015, when I wanted to buy what's it called? When I want to make ugu and egusi soup, if I bought 100 naira ugu, I don't finish it.
Exactly.
Now, although in my house at the time we just cook one time, like what you eat in maybe that night or maybe at most the following morning, but I know for sure that I do not use the entire 100 naira ugu. Now, for just 2 people, you have to buy like 800 naira ugu, or 600 naira, or 500 naira, or whatever. By then, we now want to talk about €4. You want to buy shoko, you want to buy green, you want to buy all those tete and the rest. You find out that you need like 1,500 to buy just the vegetables. I'm not even talking about.
We just manage.
Yeah, you're just managing it. Then we still have palm oil. Now these are just food produces. Yes. I've not the entire agriculture. We've not delved into
palm
the
oil
food.
now. Before you used to get the one of 30 naira.
30 naira.
Yeah. But now that one of 30 naira is now 110. Yes, Ilari is now like 300.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous. Wow. I had no idea.
Yes, it's
and then we used to still get ilaji.
Yes, that one used to be 30
the least. Yeah, 15 naira.
Now it's like 150.
150 naira. Then let's just dwell on agriculture before we move to fuel, because by the time we talk about kerosene and fuel price, that's another level. But it's been a ride, a roller coaster with President Muhammadu Buhari, former President Muhammadu Buhari, leading the journey. And he living in a speech on Sunday, his departure speech, the president has claimed that he has helped Nigerians, and we are not.
Permit me to say.
Okay, please do.
That
Be my guest.
He left the position
better than he met it.
Those words, people have been saying it, like
yeah.
they've been repeating those words.
But you know, it's not new. The president has said this. The former president, rather, has said it again and again. There was even a point that he called Nigerians ingrate for not appreciating what he has done for the country. Now, when we look at the physical impact of what we have said so far,
yes,
let's just look at the physical impact of his decisions and his policies as president, and those of his advisors and everybody in his cabinet, how it has affected us as a people. You would want to wonder whether the former president understands our pain, understands the people's pain, the average Nigerian's pain out there. But let's talk about those prices and how it changed over time. How much did it affect you guys? Let's start with Ololade.
You know, the way you started with me. No,
Why are you emotional about it?
I am emotional, really, because I'm a family woman. You tend to think about it, like when you have like a family of 4, and then your earning is not even up to 200,000 naira. You understand?
And don't forget that there's little or no salary increase.
No salary
within that 8 years.
Within that 8 years, there was even
no. I don't want to say at all, because in 2019, when the president wanted to contest again, there was this emergency approval of new minimum wage,
yes,
which took a lot of states over 2 years to even abide by. But let's continue.
There was no salary increment whatsoever, and instead we had more people who went out of job. Cause COVID-19 and all
brain
of that.
drain.
Yeah, brain drain and all of that. So I can really say that it affected a whole lot of people. Me, that's like I can say for myself, and I can say for some people around me too, because I can remember vividly that some families will come out to like ask you, families that have never come to ask for things. You understand? They just come to ask you that please, you just need so amounts just to feed, and you tend to wonder that, well,
how did we get here?
I remember back then, 2018, 2019. I remember I was a core member, and I remember how much I was earning as a core member. I was comfortable with the 19,008 and the extra I was getting. I was comfortable. I will go to my PPA. At that time, the transport fare was just about 15 naira. I think to and fro I would just spend about 200 naira.
Wow.
And this is 2023. This is the same journey I go through
the same
every
distance.
day. The same distance I go through every day. Then it was 200 naira, and now we spend about 1,100.
Wow. You know, I was thinking about something sometime last week, and something just dawned on me, that how did we get to the point where the cost of transportation is literally on the same level with the cost of feeding? No, not even feeding, of junking. Like you're buying junks, you're not buying actual food. Because I'm sorry, Esther, before you come in, I realized that okay, coming to work, I spend maybe 450 naira or 500 naira at most, and on very bad days maybe 600 naira. But if I want to buy a bottle of carbonated drinks and snacks, a single puff, just one puff is 50 naira. That I know people that one puff, they can chew it in one. Yes, they can throw it in their mouth and they don't have to bite twice to chew it. It's 50 naira, and then you realize, okay, you want to buy just a bottle of carbonated drinks, a bottle of nutmeg, what's it called?
Agbo.
No, not even Agbo. Fruit juice or kunu or zobo. Zobo was just like 20 naira per bottle, and you have to buy one for 200 naira. If you buy the one of 100 naira, I'm sure the bottle is not full, and they've diluted the light, added sugar to it's watery, it's substandard, and by the time you calculate it, you want to buy a piece of egg roll, it's 200 naira. Now the cost of the same money that will transport you to the office is what you will use to buy. Because I remember that before now, if your transportation is 400 naira, you could easily get junks. You will buy a bottle drink and maybe sausage roll or whatever with 100 naira, and you won't feel it on your transportation. But imagine going from mainland to the island, and you are spending exactly half of the cost of your transportation, or even the same price on junks. There was a day I was leaving home. I went to the island, and because I left very early in the morning, around 5:30, I was able to get VI from Barua at just 500 naira. Now I got to VI in the afternoon. I wanted to buy snacks.
No, you cannot compare the snacks at VI.
No, not even. It's just even normal. What's it called? Not even the big eateries. Yes, you know there's always trenches.
It still shouldn't be more than the 200 naira now.
It's 300 naira.
You cannot compare. And that was I said,
no, there are more. The reason why I'm saying that is that what are you saying now? Stop playing.
Okay.
So by the time you calculate that and the cost of drink, even on the mainland, you still need at least 400 to buy drinks and snacks.
Yes.
But if you want to eat buns or pop-off to your feet, let's not deceive ourselves. You need like four pieces. So look at that. By the time you compare all of that, you realize that things have gone, I don't know, but things have not really progressed.
Things do not say things have not really progressed. In the aspect of agriculture, feeding, things did not progress. Because you cannot imagine. I remember I was having a conversation with someone, and okay, I went to the market to get some things. I think I took about just 15,000 naira just to buy some things, and then I came back with just a nylon bag, a nylon that was not full. Wow. And then I was having a conversation with someone, and the person said back then in 2018 that this same
10,000 naira,
same money you took to the market,
you will need a cab to bring you back. It's home. Not okay. Let's say 15,000 naira. A bag of rice is 4,500, 5,000. You buy it for 5,000. So and most people will not even buy a bag.
You buy pepper.
You buy oil. You buy pepper. You buy 25 liters of oil and all of that. Most people will not even take 15,000 naira. The average Nigerian would not, because how many people would go to the market to say they want to go and buy a bag of rice?
Bag of rice, of course.
No. Look at the cost of beans. Look at the cost of literally everything. There has been huge inflation. I remember that when the president came into power in 2015, there was this, the country went into recession immediately. Yes. That was the first icebreak that his ship hit. And you find that we were hoping that after the recession, things were going to get back to normal. Because what the president said then is that if things would get better, you have to first, Yoruba would say, so if you are the height of the problem, it means that things will get better. But we came out of recession, and it was like we just literally adjusted to that situation. We adjusted to what has already been on ground. It's
and seriously, it's not just I know we are talking about the inflation on agricultural sector, but then why not let's look into the inflation in for dollar, for naira and dollar.
The exchange rate, right? The exchange rate.
As at when
in 2015.
2015 when ex-president Goodluck Jonathan left office, dollar was about 195 naira. And now,
and at then, people were already complaining that
it was 165 it was 165, 169.
People were already complaining that
it was too high, right? All
of that. And now we are okay. Yes, when you want to change dollar at the black market, it's 730 naira.
I think the most disheartening part for me is not just the fact that the exchange rate increased. It's the fact that under this that administration, that administration was the administration under which black market thrived the most.
Yes.
As at Sunday, when the president left office, you find that there's there are at least 3 prices for dollar in the market. There's an official price, then there's the other price, and then there's black market price. And they vary. And the CBN will keep insisting that the price of dollar is 430, whereas you will not get it. You will literally not get it anywhere for that price. Naira? Not even when you are registering for official things on government portals, or maybe US government portals, or even Nigeria's government portals. You find that it is still that 700, and you're wondering, where is the official rate? What's the difference? You can't even place your hands on it. Then there's also fuel. Let's talk a little about fuel. Esther, let me allow Esther to react to that.
I wanted to say something on fuel the other time.
On fuel?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's part of, I will attribute that to the high cost of transport and all that.
Of course.
Even though, so these are transporters, sometimes I feel they are being inhuman. I understand in Nigeria, once price of something goes up, it remains like that. It never goes down, and transportation is one of it. Like if maybe peradventure the price of fuel goes up and then the price of transportation increases, yes, you understand that. So when the price goes back like a little,
why price of transportation
why don't they bring it back? And they insist they don't bring it back and all that. So me, I feel sometimes I don't want to call it wickedness, or I don't know, but I feel they are being inhuman.
Well,
like
for the transporters, really, we cannot really blame them, because it's not for theirs is not just a fuel. What they face is not just the fuel issue. They also have the issue of
these are tax payments.
The payments they make every day. I had someone complaining just last week that in the morning they had to pay about 1,500 naira.
No, that thing is really annoying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, those people collecting that,
and that doesn't stop them from paying the 100 naira, 200
naira.
and all of that.
Yes.
There was a day I boarded a bus. I can't remember where it was. Okay, I think it was from Barowa to Yaba, and the driver said the fare was 500 naira. I think he carried about say 6 passengers, and then he paid 500 naira to the Agbo that was there. They called it Owori, and then I calculated that okay, he carried 6 people. That's about just 3,000 naira, and he has paid 500 naira.
So he's left with 2,500, and he's going to buy fuel.
And again, forget when he got to that park, I know there is this ticket they used to collect. Like once you get to the park, you collect your ticket and you must pay for it. And you find it's so annoying that maybe that one it's only tricycles and all these shuttle buses at different points, like from here to here you pay. And there are ones that always stop the passenger and you must pay. The way they do it, like
a passenger you pay. Once you drop a passenger,
the way they do it, like if you don't pay, they want to. Sometimes I'll be telling these drivers like, why can't you people protest? They say protest. How many times have they protested? That those people too have people they are loyal to, that they submit and
they also have people threatening them as well.
Yes.
I want us to focus more on the government part, because we're talking about the past administration, and that's because you look at the cost of fuel, and I feel like fuel is that central factor that affects everything.
Exactly.
Now, one other part that we did not mention when it comes to transporters and how the fuel prices affected them is the fact that you realize that when the cost of fuel goes up, the cost of transportation goes up. The moment the cost of transportation goes up, the akara seller that is bringing beans from the market and enters the bus and realizes that she has to pay double of what she has been paying before, will now add her own to it. Now, don't forget that these transporters will still, the money they make from the passengers is still what they will go out there to use to buy food, and they are going to buy it at higher prices too. So it's like a circle, and and it keeps going round and round. The other side of the fuel part, which we do not pay much attention to, is diesel and petrol. Because I was talking to someone recently, and she was talking about their organization and said before with 10,000 naira fuel they could go for a whole day. Now they have to buy like 50,000 naira diesel, because the price just suddenly went up. Because I remember it just suddenly went up from 165 to 700 naira.
The last time I checked it was 800 naira.
Okay, right. So it just suddenly went up to 700, and from there it started going up. Now that's a very massive and ridiculous change. There's also kerosene. In 2015, in my own house, in 2015, we had kerosene stove and we had gas stove. A bottle of kerosene was 80 naira.
80 naira, half bottle, 40
Then
naira.
we used to buy gas. There's also gas. It's still under fuel. Now, we used to buy gas. I remember that before my dad passed, we bought 6 kg for 700 naira. The same 700 naira right now cannot buy 1 kg.
1 kg.
So when you look at all of this, and this fuel affected every sector. In fact, it did not get to aviation people because it was like they were free of until the aviation kerosene price also went up, and that also in turn affected the regular kerosene. A bottle of kerosene now is 1,000 naira from 80 naira in 8 years. That's like how many percent? 1,000%. I can't even place it.
I wanted to get egg, and then they gave me one tiny, very tiny egg for 100 naira, and I was like, this thing was not even up to the one we're buying 30 naira something. Like as of then, 30 naira will be so big.
So big, so robust. Even those big eggs of then, I can hardly find them. What they call big eggs now was the small one of those days. So when you look at all of these things, you find that there's been a lot of changes when it comes to prices of commodities, and there are a lot of other sectors that we've not talked about, education and all of that. A lot of changes, but our time is fast spent. Let's just very quickly, Esther, what are you expecting from this new administration? Do you have any expectations first?
Well,
do you have any expectations? Well, I don't want to force words into your mouth.
Let me just say it the way I want to say
Okay,
it.
please do.
Since everyone is saying this administration will shock so many people.
Not everyone.
Majority of the people I'm seeing.
Not majority.
That it will shock. They will shock. They will shock it. So I'm waiting for them to shock me. That's just.
I hope it's shock in a good way. So
I'm waiting for them to shock me in a positive way. Exactly, in a positive way. That's just.
Ololade, do you have expectations?
Well, of course, either you like something or you don't like something. You just have to be hopeful that things will turn out the way you want, things to turn out better. So we just hope that this new administration will, because of course they've seen what's up with the country as it is now. They know what's up with the country,
right.
And I feel that the best thing is just to think positively, just do the right thing for the country to move forward.
Well, I just totally agree with Ololade and Esther on that. We should just keep our faith together, pray for our new president, that he has the wisdom and he appoints the right people, because I'm personally looking forward to the cabinet. I think the cabinet and the advisors and the special assistants, all of you are the ones who play a major role in the eventual decision of the president. All right, viewers, that's how far we can go on this discourse segment of Daybreak Africa. We're going to break now. When we return, Daybreak Africa continues. Do stay with us.